So I'm told that it gets bitch-ass cold here in Colorado during the winter. I've been here for 2 years. It gets freezing fucking cold. I couldn't do it 2 years ago in Fowler, just in my RV. I had to get a house because it was too fucking cold every goddamn day. Freezing cold. And it's October, right? In the middle of October. So winter's right upon us. But in America, you know, some sink, some swim. Some sink, some swim. So don't worry about me. I know you're not worried about me. But I wanted to mention Lori Winter. Again, Dennis Flores. It's so crazy how people respect people in, with power and money. It's almost as if they think, well, they have certain greater qualities than power and money. They are virtuous and they do this and they do that. And yet the powerless people hate just because they're powerless. So don't let people push you around. Don't take any shit from anybody. I think sometimes, you know, there are bullies out there, but the bullies can only bully up to the limit that you allow. And then sometimes it's the mind of the oppressed is the most potent weapon for the oppressor. Alright, so, what was that about? Oh, could you imagine me coming up to you, okay, so let's just, Alice and Larry, you got a homeless couple, Alice and Larry, living out in the street, and you got good old Dennis Flores, Lori Winter, ain't gonna do shit about, you know, homeless. What they say is they got a capitalist war on poverty, and a capitalist war on homelessness. So they're not gonna give homes, they're not gonna give jobs, they're not gonna give shit, right? They're gonna give hand up, even gratis on it. They just have capitalist wars on poverty and homelessness. So you got a homeless couple, right? Imagine if you're the homeless couple, right? You're only a month away from homelessness anyway, so you got a nice house, you're Dick and Jane, you lose your job, it gets outsourced, what the fuck ever happens, and now you're out in the streets. So Alice and Larry's living out in the streets. There's that 60-year-old, and I think I saw actually Lori push that 60-year-old out into the middle of the streets, and even if she didn't, her policies has them ended up in death anyway. She doesn't want to get into the homeless business because she doesn't want to get into the life business. I mean, business, if we're just trying to make a shit ton of fucking money, we just want our governments to make as much profits as they possibly can. Well, are they going to spend that money on us, or are they just making a shit ton of money for them and themselves? What the fuck? That makes sense to people? Oh, yeah, well, we need a good businessman in there to make a shit ton more money for himself. Maybe he could help the rest of us make some money? Is that a possibility? So their capitalist solution to the war on poverty is just to go up to folks and say, what the hell are you doing? Go up to Alice and Larry and say, hey, no, Alice and Larry, I got an opportunity for you guys. This is how we're going to get rid of poverty, okay? This is how we're going to get rid of homelessness. This is how we're going to help you guys out. They're like, oh, thank God. You got a bed, you got a meal, you're going to get us a house, right? We're cold, we're freezing, we're probably going to die out here. So, no, we don't have any of those things that you need to live. But what we do have is we're going to give $1 million to Walmart to try to entice them to come here. So you're just going to give $1 million, $1 million just as a gift, just as a hope. Basically it's a lottery. You know, come on, Walmart, we gave you $1 million. Like if you take $1 million, you would think they would just, well, hopefully they show a little bit of gratitude, and then we could get jobs at Walmart. Is that what you're saying? You're saying you're going to bring Walmart in? No. It's up to them to hire you or not hire you. And since you're living on the streets, don't have a shower, you probably can't get cleaned up. How are you going to drive? How are you going to get to work? So, yeah, no, that's not how it's going to happen. So we're going to give $1 million to Walmart, and we're going to give, try to bring all these big corporations in here. When those big corporations come in here and then they don't hire you, well, we're going to just circle the money. Whole idea of GDP is the more shit that you produce, it just raises the income, the standard of living for everybody. For whatever reason. That's macroeconomics. You just start making a bunch of shit, right? This is Milton Friedman. Make a bunch of shit, and then eventually everybody's standard of living goes up. So we're going to bring these Walmarts in. We're going to bring these corporations in. We're going to bring these factories in. And they're just going to make a whole bunch of shit, Alice and Larry. Don't you worry, Alice and Larry, you homeless folks. This probably just take 5, 10, 20, 50 years to finally develop. But then you'll be able to get yourself out of homelessness because of the GDP. The high GDP raises the standard of living, and you'll just get swept up in that wave, that big wave, that tsunami wave of GDP growth of standard of and living. So, You know, congratulations. Congratulations. That'd be fucked up. That'd be so fucked up. Oh, that's what you're going to do for me. I need a goddamn home. I'm going to freeze to fucking death. And you're sitting there talking about not giving a shit about me. Right. Okay. No, that's exactly what I heard. So, without further ado, I'm just going to talk about the sample ballot here. Compared to Kentucky, I don't get it, make any decisions in Kentucky except for who my rulers are going to be. And it's usually just a couple of rulers. Here, you got a federal office, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 state offices, 7 county offices, judicial retention questions. There's 7 positions, and then they have all these ballot measures. State ballot measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 ballot measures. The only thing in Kentucky that I was ever asked was, do you want to hate the gay people? 2004. That's the only ballot measure Kentuckians ever voted on. You want to hate the gays? And guess what those racist, homophobic pieces of shit said? They said, yes, we will hate the gays. So that's the only thing Kentucky gives a shit about. Fucking over the gay people. That's the only decision. That's the only ballot question I was ever asked there. This has been the 3rd year that I have been here in Colorado, and I've had ballot questions every single year. Every single year. So the voters are so important here in Colorado. They really, they want to know what the fuck we think. And then they're going to implement that which we vote for. So let's see who we got here. You have the representative to 116th United States Congress. So, of course, I like Diane Mish Bush. She's very liberal, but she says she's a Democrat over progressive. So, the independent and libertarian, neither one of them are going to be progressive. I don't know how much research. Basically, I always give the Democrat the benefit of the doubt. I always say, well, mostly probably Democrats, right? They're probably more liberal progressive. But if they run away from that term, she is. So I don't know why she would run away from it. And then she started acting stupid as if she didn't know that the federal government can arrest people in Colorado for marijuana. She said, where'd you get that at? Okay, so you're a bitch. So I don't have a relationship with her, but I think her policies would be way better than Tipton's. And I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty right now, so I'm going to actually cut this. I'll cut this short. I'll come right back.